everyone, and welcome to Mateo's goodbye video. I know it's really sad, but we've all got to hold it together today because it's really important for Mateo and it's really important for his future mums and families ahead. So first we're going to get straight into it. We're going to dive straight in. So this information is all for you mummies and daddies out there who would like to know a little bit about what you should expect and what you need to do when Mateo arrives, right? Okay, so when Mateo arrives, he's going to arrive to you in a box very similar or the same as this. This is Mateo's box. Woo! Huge, isn't it? As it stands today. This is actually what he is in right at this moment, about to leave on his journey today. Yes, I left it for the absolute last minute. Why? Because I love him so much and it is difficult for him to go. Okay, so when you receive him, you'll receive just this blank box. I'll be taking all extra labels off, so they will all be gone. He's actually side loaded in this box due to the size of his things and everything that goes in it. I know with Matilda, I think she's on her second box, definitely her second box, and she has only been journeying now for just over a year. So one of her beautiful mums said, look, the box is looking a bit ratty, it's time for me to go get a new one, and that's what they did for me. So I'm not sure if this one will make it around the world. I doubt at this stage it will, but yeah, it's got to be a box that is sort of suitable to fit her suitcase in, his suitcase in, and then him on top, which I'll show you everything about it. So when you receive the box, as you see, it's just a box. It'll have a label on it, so depending on where it's going and how that person is labeling it, I have printed up labels, which I'll talk about later, but just for showing sake, this is what a label will look like. It's a printed out A4 address. From my home though, it goes on a address like this. So I'll have this labeled. I'm going to put it on top, and I'll put some words on there that says side opening only. Okay, so I'll just put that aside. So when you get Mateo, of course, you're going to open it from the side. Just be aware when you're opening from the side and you're using, you know, your sharp knife or scissors. He is protected and he is covered, but just do your slicing of the tape slowly, you know, so that you don't rip anything. So I'm sure that goes unsaid anyway. Okay, so what you'll see when you open the box. I'm sorry this isn't a full image of the box and everything, but as you know, it's just a box. So I'll open it up, and this is exactly what is going to happen pretty much for all mums, depending on exactly how the mum before it has really packed it. So you'll see obviously a side loaded box, so everything you really should see. It's not like with Matilda you had to wait till you got to the bottom to see her suitcase. You should see everything from the side. I'm covering the top with bubble wrap, just like I did with Matilda. I don't know how long that will last. For Matilda, she ended up getting gifts and they ended up sort of taking over the box. I've actually got a bag over there that has Matilda's first range of gifts in it, that was sent to me by Paula. She had to sort of garnish the box and send some home to me because it was so full. I've still kept them under wraps. I'm not going to look at them until Matilda gets back because that is hers. But that's what the top of the box will be, and at the moment we've just got it stacked with bubble wrap just to sort of keep it nice and solid. So you will see Mateo pretty much straight away. It's up to you whether you want to get him out and say hi and give him all the love and cuddles that you want to give. You'll see him straight away. So when you take him out, he's actually laying on his own bed, just like Matilda was, if you remember. Just like this. Matilda had her own white fur bed, and she was in a cocoon as well, just like you can see here that Mateo is in a cocoon. He's got his little toy with him at the moment. I'm not sure if that'll be with him when you open him up, but that's with him. Okay, so I'll just take him out So this is his little bed that just sits on top of his suitcase. That's just so that when Mateo is on his journey, he can be a little bit comfortable too. He's been used to having nice soft beds and everything. It'd be horrible for him just to be rattling around inside a box, if you know what I mean. So he's got his cocoon, and that will be his travel companion, what he'll always be wrapped in. I'm pretty sure that will happen with Matilda. I still know every time I see someone opening her, she's still wrapped in her cocoon. So I think it's quite important. So I'll just unwrap Mateo, and here he is. Say hello to everyone, Mateo. He's got a little bit of a sad face this morning, just a little bit. We've had a big weekend, and he has definitely felt the stress and the pressure of it, I'm sure. I'm going to take you out of your cocoon. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Stuck to you just like a real little bubba. He's got his beautiful koala onesie on, haven't you? Now, Mateo has been through the ringers this weekend and had a triple cripple, whatever you call it, mat seal on him. So basically what has happened is, you know, over his journey with me, we've had a lot of bumps and actually we didn't have too many bumps and scratches. We had some little rub on his knuckle and some on his edge of his pinky, but nothing too much. But as you know, this little boy gets dressed every day. We do photos. We're always moving. So I can imagine the same is going to happen on his journey. Now, I'm not one of these, oh my God, don't scratch him. If you scratch him, that's it. I'm nothing like that. I do know he's going to come back to me with battle scars, and I'm 100% fine with that. But just to give him that extra protection, I've gone over and given him another matte varnish over the top of all of his skin. So if you get him and you think he feels a bit rough, that's because he's been, you know, ultra matted is what I call. So especially around his fingers and his knuckles, that area where he's going to have a lot of bumps and scrapes, he'll have that, and that's just for extra protection for him along his journey. But he's okay with that, aren't you? So we had to do a lot of that over the weekend. We were doing a lot of last minute packing things. We're doing all of his addresses and that. So we have definitely had a very stressful weekend, haven't we? But he's okay. He's got through it. Yep, put your thumbs up. This one like this. We've been training. Ready? This one up. There we go. Thumbs up. So while we're at it, guys, we wanted to do a big plug for our Patreon and for our beautiful Patreon members. We love you so much, and we're so thankful for you for going along the journey with us all the time. As you know, you see me in my utmost worst, walking around in my jammies last night talking about Mateo and his work that I was doing on him. So you get to see a little bit of behind the scene, and you get to be a VIP on the videos that I release. You get to see them first up, which is really important. I know everyone can't afford to be a Patreon, and I completely understand that, but for those who are, I just wanted to say a big hooray and thank you so much for your support. Your support has helped Matilda go around the world. I mean, she's still journeying, but now we've got double trouble. Mateo and Matilda will be going around at the same time. I know Matilda does get back in September, but by then we'll probably, you know, be almost up to a new baby that is being born. So it's very exciting. So your funds do not go unnoticed. They don't, you know, stop for me to go and get takeaway every day of my life or things like that. They go back into what I'm doing, which is videos, creating a new baby, buying accessories and things for the baby that excite you and make you happy and be a part of our lives. But you guys are really my family, and I love you so much. I love all my YouTubers, not even my Patreons. But anyway, that's it for my Patreon today. Okay, so I'm going to put this little baby boy down. I know you don't want to. And we're going to talk a little bit about his suitcase. Okay, so in the bottom of the box, obviously, is his suitcase. I'm just going to whip that right out now. It's just like Matilda's suitcase, only black. Matilda had a pink one, didn't she? So In his suitcase, of course, are all of his special things, and I know that my foster mums and dads are going to keep them super safe, but like I said, you know me and you know that I'm pretty easygoing. So I'll talk about just the bottom first. So in the bottom of the case, you will find all of his clothes, shoes, little blanket and everything. We've got them all nicely tucked in there. His little toy and everything. Just keep them safe. Some mums and dads on Matilda's journey decided they didn't really want to use any in the case, and that's fine. You don't have to. But if you're wanting to do lots of photos and have lots of different effects and outfits, there's a few in there for you to choose from. Thanks to my beautiful YouTube family who couldn't say no to nearly every item he owned. Well, actually, we did say no to a lot, didn't we? So that's okay. So that's in the bottom. Now in the top of the suitcase is where excitement begins. Okay, no, it's okay. So we've got first up a little case here. This is just like a little pencil case. It's got his name on, Mateo. That can be like, you might decide to put his booties in there. At the moment it's only got his little brush in there. I can't send any fluids through the mail for his hairspray, so we'll talk about that, but that's just for his little accessories if anyone wants to put some things in there. After that, we've got just a scrapbook. Now it's just a plain scrapbook. Matilda took a beautiful yearbook with her, and unfortunately we couldn't find another one of those this year. I was so sad. I researched everywhere, but anyway, so I've just found like a nice scrapbook for him. Now this is not, you know, anything major, but what it is if you or your children or your grandchildren or your reborn babies want to do a little activity with Mateo, it'd be lovely if you could open the pages of this and, you know, do something, whether it be you're an artist and you'd like to do a drawing, whether you would like to cut out magazine clippings from your area and stick them in here, stamps, stickers, photos, postcards, anything that's something about you and the area you live in. Now you've got to remember, there might be a chance that I never come to your area, so sometimes it's nice for people, you know, even if they were doing a drawing of, you know, their countryside or something like that. That's very special for me. I only got a little bit of a snippet of Matilda's scrapbook, but from what I saw, which was the first few events, it was amazing. It was really touching, and I could only imagine what it is like now after she has been through like about 12 parents so far and what they have done. So that's just a little scrapbook. You can use as many or as little pages as you like. When I get to the end of the scrapbook, I'll be just getting whatever mum tells me needs to get a new scrapbook. I'll be getting them to get a scrapbook. So then we've got like a little zippered part in here, and in here we have got a travel journal or travel diary. Matilda went off with a diary, and once again people decided whether they wanted to write in the diary or put something into the diary. This time I thought I'd just get a travel diary. Make memories all over the world, which is so fitting for him. Just got a bit of his, you know, name and details, my details there. It's got a little photo of him here, and it says, my holiday goals, to meet lots of new family and friends. And then important contacts, you know, if we need to put anyone's details along the way. This is not that important. Of all the books in the world, the best stories are found between the pages of a passport. So that's really cool. And there he's got all of his mums written down, so everyone knows where he's going. And then we get to this. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. Definitely, doesn't it? So there we've got the journal dates which can be put in. So the date, the day, where he is, accommodation, what's the plan for today, and a little bit of a diary entry. Okay, saying goodbye to Mateo, the kookaburras are. A little bit of a diary entry that you, as a mum or dad, can write about what he adventured. Now, that doesn't have to be a daily thing. You can just do it once, about his full 3 weeks with you. So that's all that is. And there's notes in the back and just the contacts in the back. Now Matilda actually went off with a passport, and I wasn't able to recreate a passport for her, but this is just as good. So when she's at your place, it'd be great if you could put like a stamp or something that, you know, like it's like a passport stamp. It can be a sticker that just says, like, if I was in Australia where I am, I could just put an Aussie sticker there or something. That should be really cool. Or I could go down to the local post office even and just get a stamp. So just sort of like stamping it like a passport, that would be really cool if you could do that. So under that, we've got one more folder, and this folder is important. So this is the folder which has all of his addresses in it. I'm just going to show like that. So this is like the first part of his journey, 2019. This is the second part, 2020, and this is the third part, which is 2021. Now, don't fret. At the bottom of each address label, there is a number. So that's like a page number. So you can always ask me who is the next mum. That is fine. But otherwise, you can look at the page number so you can see what the number is at the bottom of your label, which arrived on your box, to what number is next. But you can simply ask me. That is fine. And right in the back, we have got, just like we did for Matilda, it was a request, is a photo of Mateo and I signed. Now, if you don't want one, don't take one. You don't have to take one. It's just that a lot of people request this, they want this, and that's just a little gift from me to you. I've got a little note there that says please take one. So you just take one and leave obviously the others for the other parents. Now, like I've told you earlier, there is 33 families that Mateo is going for over a trip, which will get him back here in, let's have a proper look at this. It's 2021. Around probably around June, July 2021. So it is a big trip. Okay, so everything I'm sort of telling you now is important. If you are a mum or a dad and it's still quite a long while away until you're getting Mateo, I suggest that maybe you save this video to your desktop or something, so you can just, you know, kick back and have a look back at it when it's your turn. And that way, if you have any questions, they should be answered by this video. So I should have also said, when you're unpacking your box, you will find in the top of the box a gift for you. Now that is from the last mum or dad. So basically it will say probably on the top, to such and such, whoever you are. That is a gift for you. That's a gift for you to keep. And it's a pay it forward. So when it's your turn to send Mateo off to the next mummy or daddy, you have to put a gift in there to give to that person. It's just a small price to pay for having Mateo, and to pass on a little bit of yourself and your country or your area to the next mum or dad. So you'll get a gift when you open the box, and you'll pass on a gift to the next mum or dad. Now that gift doesn't have to be store-bought. It can be made, it can be handmade. If you're great at knitting or something, you can do that for the next mum. Or you can just simply go out and buy something special from your area. Everyone always loved magnets or tea towels, you know, those travel type of things. You can do anything like that. There's no set of what it has to be, and there's no set of what price you have to pay. Another thing you have to do is buy a gift for Mateo. Now this gift is going to go around the world and come back here, and when he arrives back home to mum, we're going to open it together in front of all of you. So if you want the gift to be used along his journey, I'd just like you to write, like in the bottom of his diary or something, and say, I sent the green blanket for him, but I wanted him to use it in his journey, just so I know that that you were the one that sent that and gave that to him, and I can let everyone know of the beautiful gift that you gave him. If you don't want everyone to see it and you want it to be private, simply wrap it up like you would a gift, and that will go around the world. Now, like I said, as he is on his trip or journey, I'm sure I'm going to get one of the mums to pack up a few of his gifts and send them home to me. That's just so we can give the box extra room. But again, his gift can be handmade. You could knit, you could sew, you could draw him a picture and put it in a frame. You could go to the local shop and buy a discounted outfit. It doesn't have to be expensive. A toy, a baby outfit with your city's name on, anything like that. It can be anything you want, but it's just a gift for Mateo, which will stay with him on his journey and come back to me. Now, Mateo is going to be with his foster mums or dads for 3 weeks. So once he arrives, get set, get ready, get going. In that 3 weeks, you're to take photos of him. Hopefully daily photos are really nice, because I have a lot of, of his aunties and uncles that really want to know what's happening with him, and they get a bit sad when they actually don't see much of his journey. If you can video, that is amazing, and that will be become part of his monthly video I make. But if you can't, I'll just make like a slideshow type of thing. But a video would be fantastic. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be his box opening. We had some mums of Matilda who just did a little short clip of her on the swing, and that just made like an animated little snippet of the video that I was able to put into her video. So it doesn't have to be much. I do appreciate if I can get a picture of you with Mateo. It's not 100%. I know that some mums and dads are a little bit shy, and I completely understand that. But if you're not shy, please get me that photo, because sometimes I don't even know what you look like. So it's great to see your interaction with Mateo. So please, if you can do that, that would be great. So he's with you for 3 weeks. In that time, you are his mum or dad. You decide what he does, not me. As long as he is safe, I do not mind. You can do anything you want. Just keep him protected. Like I said, I've sent him with a little bed, so you can put him back in his box every night. That could be like his little hidey hole, or if you have a little cot at home, you're welcome to put him in that. Just remember to, if you have pets, dogs or cats, watch him around that. Some cats like to have a little chew on his fingers, and I'd hate for him to arrive home fingerless. But once again, if that happened, it's meant to be. But just be aware and be careful of him. He's got feelings too, and he doesn't want to be hurt like that, so just look after him. Okay, and then when you send him off, be sure not to send anything that can't get him caught up in the postal system. He hasn't been sent with the dummy, just for the pure fact of I don't want him getting caught in the mail. So no magnets. If you send your little tourist type of country magnets, they're fine because they're quite weak. But no earth magnets with for the pacifiers or anything. No fluids, because I know that like from here out of Australia, we're not allowed to send fluids in our packages. So anything that you just know, obviously drugs, natural products, food, open foods, anything like that, don't send them in the mail with him. If you're unsure, you can have a look on the website, on your government website, and see what's allowed to be sent internationally. So yes, just to conclude, anything that you think that is unsafe to send, just don't send it. That's the best remedy for that. So when you send him off, just pack him up simply the way you saw him when he arrived. Put the suitcase in the bottom, put him his bed on top with him wrapped in the cocoon. Any bubble wrap or whatever you can put over the top of him, or the gifts can go over the top of him. But basically, if you change the way he's wrapped, that is okay, as long as he is as long as he is safe. That's all that matters to us. So you will put the next, once you've put him all in and he's safe, you'll put the next label on top of the box. So just sticky tape it on, that's all that needs. Depending if he's going out of your country area or whatever, if you need to get a customs label, that's something that you'll have to know from your post office. You can always ask that question. So you'll send him off to the next mum or dad, and whatever money it costs you to send him, I'll reimburse you that value. Some mums and dads have decided that they wanted to make that part of the journey, and they have paid for that themselves. That's completely up to you, but it is not necessarily needed. We're happy to pay for his journey onto the next mum or dad. And as again with the customs label, just please ask your post office if you need to attach one of those, and just put on it, you would just put the value of, let's say, $200 or something, and that here's just a craft item or something like that. I don't like to make anyone aware that there is a realistic baby doll inside, so I've been putting craft item, and everything always works like that. I think it makes people less interested in what's inside. So that's what you do with that, and then he gets sent on to the next mum for the next 3 weeks. Now, a lot of people talk about, how am I doing this? I'm doing this because I trust those people that I'm sending him on to. And let's be serious, when they send him on to the next mum, oh, that's another thing. You must, when you send him, he must have tracking and a signature required for the next mum. So not only do I trust that mum, but also I trust the postal service. I mean, for the fact that I'm asking for tracking and I request a signature, it's pretty good, you know. I mean, there is things that can go wrong. Yes, that is true. Matilda's journey so far has been A1, and I don't expect to have any problems with that at all. I do expect for her to come back 100%, and I know that he's coming back too. But mainly I'm talking about the mums and dads. I trust them. I've formed a bond with them over our weekly live chats, or they've followed my videos and they talk to me then on YouTube or Facebook. I've formed a bond and a trust with these people, and I wanted to become a part of their life for a short amount of time. And the best way for me to do that is to send my heart, Mateo, over to them to spend some time. So just remember, I trust those people, just like I trust Matilda's parents as well. Now, there will be another world traveller. Yes, there will. There's a little glint in my eye at the moment for the next one, and the baby kit has already arrived to me in my studio here. But as in making time, I'm not going to make that until the end of this year. I have other babies that people have, you know, ordered off me, and they're my first priority. I plan to create the next world traveller by the end of this year, and probably send it out mid next year. So just stay tuned for that. And if you want to be a part of that, you know, all you need to do is become a part of my life. Basically, come to my live streams. You don't have to come to every single one, but make yourself known. Say hello from time to time. Have a little chat. You can talk to me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll just over time know that you have an interest in me and the world traveller, and we'll form a friendship. It'll be natural. It's not unnatural. None of them have been unnatural. So if it comes naturally to you, then it naturally will happen. So please subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate that. Share with your friends. I'm also on Instagram, Miracle Babies Nursery, exactly as you see in my name down there. On that, you'll get to see Mateo, Matilda, some of my family life, but mainly these two, and the new baby that comes along. You get to witness it first up. Of course, patron members, if you want to become one of my patrons, it is a monthly fee, but there's different levels, starting from as low as $1 a month, that you can be involved in everything we do here. So that's really exciting. You could think about doing that. Otherwise, yes, Instagram, Facebook, the same, Miracle Babies Nursery. You can follow journeys on there as well. So just remember, you guys are my mini miracles. Just like this little boy here, who's looking a little bit dark today. His skin is a lot darker than mine. Your matte varnish has made you a little bit blushed up, hasn't it? Well, that's exciting. Just like he's got skin just like his father, I swear. You've got that olive European skin, don't you? But anyway, you guys are my mini miracles. You get me through every day, every week. You make me want to do better. Just remember, you are great, and you can do great things as well. Be positive. Always be positive, and you can get to watch this journey of this little boy, and also you can see some more of Matilda's journey as we go. So thank you so much for joining me. Before I go, there was a few people that wanted to know a little bit more about his journey, so let's talk about that. So here is my Make Today Count book. This has all the gold in it. So this book has the journey of Matilda and Mateo. It's got all of Matilda's mums and dads here. What's in Matilda's box. It's got the terms and conditions. It's got so far on her trip of what time she arrived and when she left each mum and dad. So if we go a bit further, we get to Mateo's. Now, I'm not going to, publicly announce each mum and dad that is actually getting him, but I can announce to you some of the areas where he is going. Now, most of you already know he's going first up to Alea's Reborns. They're going to have a beautiful trip to Vietnam with him, so that's very exciting. So that's his first stop. He's got a few stops in Australia, around New South Wales, some outback New South Wales, and then South Australia and Perth. In between that time, he will be doing a stopover back to me when I've got a doll show and there's going to be a lot of people around to see him. So he's going to be doing a little stopover, so I get to cheat and have him back for a small amount of time. So after he goes from Perth, he goes to Alaska. I know, right? Alaska. I don't even know if I'll ever get there. Then he goes through Canada, a couple of stops at Canada, and then he makes his trip through America to about 15 or so mums. I can't count them off the top of my head, but altogether he's going to 33 mums and dads, so that's pretty cool. After he's been through America, made his way through America, he gets to Ireland. He's got a few stopovers in Ireland and then one into the UK. After the UK, he's going to fly. Of course he's going to fly to Brazil. That's going to be really exciting. That's to another great YouTube channel, Dina's Reborns. So something different. He's going to learn a different language. It's going to be something really new for me. I mean, I love her channel and I do love to watch it, even though I can't understand what she's saying. It's still really exciting, and he's going to see some whole different new cultures, so that's going to be something else exciting. And then he's back to Australia for a few more stops before he comes to Mummy. So we're really excited. We've got the whole journal here and we're going to watch his travels together.